How's it going, everybody? In this video, we're going to be continuing our IKE version 2 LAN-to-LAN discussion, but we're going to be transitioning from just a point-to-point VPN, like we've been with ASAs and iOS, over to a multi-point design with DMVPN. I'm not going to go into all of how the DMVPN pieces work because we've already covered all that. What I'll be doing is going through and playing around with the additions that we need to add in order to make IKE version 2 work with DMVPN. It's not a ton of stuff. We're just going to go and create a keyring and a profile, and then attach that profile to an IPsec profile and create and tie the transform set to it. So we're just going to create a new transform set. We're going to create a new profile, map all the stuff together, and create a multi-point GRE tunnel and connect 4, 5, 6, and 11 all together, and we're off to the races. So let's go ahead and get that party started. So let's go ahead and pull up Secure CRT, and we're going to begin the config. It's actually going to be pretty straightforward. We're going to start on CSR3, and we'll go in here and do a show run section IKEv2, and we can see that configuration-wise, we do have a fair amount of stuff going on here. From a proposal perspective, we do have a proposal. We're not going to mess with that. We have a policy set. We're not going to mess with it. We have a keyring for pointing towards CSR4. We have a keyring pointing towards CSR6. We have a keyring pointing towards ASA1. We're not going to be messing around with the profiles for any of those at all. We're going to be creating a new keyring, a new profile, attaching that, and from an IPsec perspective, a new transform set, and a new profile for IPsec profile. We're going to bind all these things together and be good to go there. But first, I'm going to go get the DMVPN configuration up and running so that we can get all that squared away, and then we'll work through the actual IKE version 2 setup. So let's go ahead and go to global config, interface, do show IP interface brief. We're going to type in interface tunnel 100. Tunnel source is going to be gig1. Tunnel mode will be GRE multipoint. The IP address of this guy is going to be 10.1.100.3/24. The IP NHRP map multicast dynamic. The IP NHRP network ID is going to be 100. IP NHRP authentication will be Cisco. And that's pretty much it. I'll throw in a tunnel key just for that purposes. Now, since we have all that squared away, we can go to router EIGRP VPN, and I'm going to go type in that the address family IPv4 autonomous system 1 and network of 10.1.100.0/24. So there we go. Now that we have all that squared away, we get to go jump onto the other devices and get it up and running. So what I'm going to do is on 4, I'm going to just interface tunnel 100. Tunnel source is going to be gig1. Tunnel mode will be GRE multipoint. The IP NHRP NHS will be 10.1.100.3 with the NBMA being 31.0.0.3 with multicast. We'll type an IP NHRP network ID will be 100. IP NHRP authentication will be Cisco. And the IP address will be 10.1.100.4/24. And we're going to type in router EIGRP VPN, address family IPv4 autonomous system 1. And we're going to type in network of 10.1.100.0/0.0.255. So we should form an EIGRP adjacency with CSR3. Hopefully, maybe. Okay, so in this case here, we're getting a packet error from this setup. So do show IP interface brief. We received not a... Oh, you know what? Let me do this. Let me go turn these tunnels off. So interface tunnel 13 shut, interface tunnel 34 shut, and interface tunnel 36 shut. We bring all those down and get that squared away so that we can get this other configuration up and running. So do show IP interface brief, do show run interface tunnel 100. Okay, the interface tunnel 100, the tunnel key is 100. And we should have a connection to 4 here momentarily. Interface tunnel 34 shut, interface tunnel 30 no interface tunnel 36. So we should have a connection here momentarily. We've turned IPsec. Okay, there we go. So we have all that squared away. I'm going to do show run section or show run interface tunnel 100 and do show run section EIGRP. And what I'll do is I'll pull up Notepad. I will go in here, come down to the bottom, and we'll grab this syntax, all of this syntax real quick, and we will copy and paste it into here. Obviously I'll nix this, and then this will be .5, and we should be good to go there. Right, CSR5. Yes, CSR5. So we should just be able to grab all this, go over to CSR5, and show IP interface brief, do ping 31.0.0.3, go to global config, copy and paste. Oh, my bad. We'll just grab this syntax real quick and just dump it. All of a sudden now it wants to like freak out. I'll give that a second or so. We're just going to go over here to 6. We'll go ahead and change this to 6, and we'll grab all this config right here, drop it onto 6. Oh, go figure. We'll just do this. Grab something like that, and voila. Now 5 has decided to stop. Oh, it was because it was doing a DNS lookup. We will go do show run section EIGRP. I'll grab 4. I'll just grab the syntax right here and go to 5, copy and paste, and we should have an adjacency up with 3. So we have one with 3 there, and then R11 will be the same thing. You can disregard that because I am working on some SSL VPN stuff. So there will be some overlap. You'll see some stuff in some of the videos where, like, the first sets of videos that were released, we're doing VPN, SSL VPN, where now I'm doing IKE version 2 with DMVPN. It is what it is. So I'm going to go up to here. We'll do a .11, and then the IP address on this guy here will be gig 0/0, no, gig 0/2. So I'll go to interface, or the source here will be gig 0/0, or no, 2, 0/2. So we have this, and we're just going to, it doesn't really matter what we use for EIGRP config. I'm just going to dump this right here into router 11. We'll give that a couple of minutes, and we'll have, we should have an EIGRP adjacency momentarily, assuming I've done everything correctly. 11's under a lot of load, so I'm not actually going to waste my time on 11 at the moment, but so right now if we were to do a show DMVPN, we're going to have 4, 5, and 6, which is what the point that we wanted to achieve. So we have 4, 5, and 6 are squared away. They're ready to go. So when we focus on 3 and 4 out of the gate. So now what we need to do is on CSR3, we need to go create the first thing is a new crypto keyring. So crypto IKEv2 keyring, and we're going to give this guy a IKEv2 DMVPN keyring, and we're going to say the peer is going to be CSR4. The address that we're going to match on is 41.0.0.4 /32. The pre-share key local will be CSR3. The pre-share key remote will be CSR4. And then we're just going to repeat the process a few times. Go 5 to 51005, and then the pre-shared key local CSR3, the pre-shared key remote will be CSR5. Hit the up arrow a few times, go to CSR6, the 61.0.0.6, and then 61006. The local is CSR3, the remote is CSR6. Alright, so we have the key ring squared away now. Now we have to go create the profile. So it's going to be crypto IKEv2 profile, and it's going to be IKEv2 DMVPN profile. And underneath here, we're going to say authentication local is pre-share. The authentication remote is pre-share key. The key ring is going to be local, is going to be called IKEv2 DMVPN key ring. And then we need to say match on the address, or sorry, match identity remote. And we're not going to get as specific as we were before. And the reason why is because we don't care. We really don't. Because we are going to have a lot of things going on. We're simply going to go in here and do a 0.0. Actually, we can do an any. And that is sufficient. So we're good to go there. And that's pretty much the extent of how that works. So the minimums were you have to match a identity and an authentication type. We've done both. So we're going to go ahead and exit out of that. Now the next thing I have to go do is I have to go create an crypto IPsec transform set. I'm going to call this IKEv2 DMVPN T set, and it's going to be ESP AES ESP SHA HMAC, right? It's the same as we've been using in the past. We're just giving it a different transform set so we don't run into problems with binding. Because if you use the same transform set for everything, then you're trying to tie everything to the same contextual setup. We want to try to avoid that. So I'm going to come in here in crypto IPsec profile, and I'm going to call this IKEv2 DMVPN IPsec profile. I know, really long name. And we're going to come underneath here and we're going to set the transform set, and the transform set name is going to be the IKEv2 DMVPN T set, and set the IKEv2 profile. And the profile that we're going to give it is way up here, the IKEv2 DMVPN profile. We're going to map that. So now we have all that squared away. The last step for us to do is to go to interface tunnel 100 and type in tunnel protection IPsec profile, and the profile name is going to be this profile, IKEv2 DMVPN IPsec profile. We're going to apply that, and now that we've done that, we should start to receive messages that there's problems. So what I'm going to do is show run section IKEv2 and IPsec. I'm going to go pull out what we need to pull out. So I'm going to go ahead and grab Notepad, and I'm going to start at the top here. I'm going to go grab the crypto key, the key ring here that we're going to grab. We're just going to grab this first portion here. I'm going to paste that in. Next thing I'm going to do is grab the profile. the key ring for the DMVPN key ring is, the profile is right here. So I'm going to grab him like that, grab it, and I'll just swap this out. This will be a 3, this will be a 31003, the local will be 4, the remote will be a 3. And then the next thing to do would be to come in here and look at the IKev2, the transform set, which is right here. Grab that, paste it in. Come down here and grab the DMVPN IPsec profile and grab it and apply these 2 values right here. So this is the syntax that we're going to be applying on the spokes. We're going to start off on the key ring. We're going to take the key ring. We're going to set the peer to be CSR3. Go through the IKev2 profile. We're going to say we don't care who the remote connection is. We just want to match on something. We're going to call the key ring. We're going to create an IPsec transform set called DMVPN, and then we're going to map all that to it. And then interface tunnel 100 and tunnel protection is going to be IPsec profile, and the profile name is going to be this guy right here. Just like that. So we're going to hit that and do something like this. So we're going to go to CSR4, go to global config, copy and paste. So if I've done everything correctly, within just a couple of seconds, we should get an EIGRP adjacency with CSR3. Because there will be EIGRP hellos going back and forth and stuff like that. We might have to flap the tunnel, but if I've done everything correctly, we shouldn't have to worry about that. Let's see if we have any traffic going on. So what I'll do is I will do show crypto IKev2 SA. Nothing. So I'll type in, I'll shut the tunnel down, and then I will no shut it. Try to flap it to see if that'll trigger it. And if that doesn't fix the problem, then we'll have to take a deeper look. But that should be all I need to do. Show crypto IKev2 SA. Okay, I have 1 to 6 still, which is a little unusual. And okay, so 4 is not doing anything. Let's see, do show run section crypto. We've got we might have to remove some of the syntax to clean this up. So we've got the DMVPN keyring. We also have crypto maps. So we'll pull this off here. Let's get rid of this real quick. Get rid of this crypto map config here. And we should be okay. So since I am not getting any type of communication going, what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up some of this config, thinking there might be some other stuff going on here. So do show run section pipe section IPsec. Let's go ahead and get rid of some of these other details, because I really don't need this this profile right here. That's do show IP interface brief, no interface tunnel 34. And then we'll do a hit the up arrow a couple times and try to remove that crypto. There we go. We'll do that, and then we'll also remove this transform set that's going to here. That should help clean some of this stuff up. Do show run section IKEv2, and we want to remove some of this other stuff like this this IKEv2 profile we have set up here. We'll go ahead and get rid of that. We'll go ahead and get rid of this other one. We've already tested this stuff out. We need to get rid of this key ring here. So sometimes cleaning it up eliminates a lot of the hassles and headaches. No, that's not what I want to do. I don't want the policy. That looks all right. Do show run section IKEv2. So that's a lot cleaner. We have our policy, we have our proposal, which is good. So now we should be, there we go. That was the problem. So the problem is we have other configuration in play that's taking, that's coming in and affecting what we already have. So what we have to do is a little bit of cleanup too. So we have that, that's going for us. So our syntax here is correct. What we need to do before we jump into anything here, we actually need to get rid of some of this other syntax. So no profile here. Do show run section crypto. We'll go ahead and get rid of this crypto map. Do show run interface gig 1. Interface gig 1. No crypto map. So this is actually good practice too, because now when you run into situations like that, you know why it's giving you a hassle. So situations like this, I don't mind running into them, because when you do, you become cognizant of what you need to do to resolve the issues that you're running into. That's really the big win here. So I really should be cleaning up my config before I start these videos. But you know what? It's kind of a learning process for me as well as I'm going through them. So rather than removing it and everything looks hunky-dory, I'd rather not have it break up a little bit, and then you guys go, oh, okay, I didn't think of that. So what I'm going to continue to do is I'm going to look at what's happening here. That all looks good. So do show run section IKEv2 pipe IPsec. And right now there's nothing there, which is good. If I do pipe crypto, there's nothing going on. So that means I should literally be able to type this command structure in just like this. I've done all the configuration ahead of time. Go ahead and pipe this in. ISACamp comes on, and then after just a couple of seconds, we should form a EIGRP adjacency with CSR3. Assuming I've done everything correctly. Obviously, it's going to take a couple of seconds for it to do its thing, but while I wait for that, I'm going to go do CSR6. Do show run section IKEv2 and do show run interface gig 1. Do show IP interface brief. So we are running other things here, so we might run into some small problems. But do show run section IKEv2. So we'll go ahead and get rid of the profile. Do show run section IPsec. We'll go ahead and get rid of this profile. We'll go ahead and get rid of this transform set. We'll go ahead and get rid of the profile again. We'll go ahead and get rid of this keyring. CSR5, I'm actually going to type in, I'm going to shut down the tunnel, flap it, see if that'll trigger it. And then no shut it again, see if that'll help. Go back to CSR6 and 5, tunnel up. That's a good sign. At least the line protocol came online. Oh, you know why? Never mind. I know what the problem is. So let me do show run section IKEv2. I made a mistake. I need to swap this command out right here. Let's say no local pre-share key of that. We'll go in here and we'll say CSR5. That's my fault. So now we should pass authentication. That was my fault. CSR5. This will be CSR6. There's the adjacency. As soon as I swap out a little, paying attention to those details can save your life, obviously. CSR6. And we're going to go ahead and right click and paste that command in. And we should be okay to go here in just a moment. Assuming I've done everything correctly. 3 should be going through the process. 6 should form an adjacency. 11. We won't really worry about 11 right now. 6 is do show run section IKEv2. Everything looks good from this perspective. So we might have to flap the tunnel. So we'll go ahead and shut down the GRE tunnel. We'll no shut it to bring it online. Line protocol, tunnel interface, and assuming I've done everything correctly, we should have an adjacency that follows shortly thereafter. This actually is a very common thing that you have to do with DMVPN, is go through and monkey around with some of those attributes, assuming I've done everything correctly. I don't know why it's taking its sweet old time. 3 doesn't see a whole lot going on there. Let's see why. Show DMVPN. Show run section IKEv2. You know what I might have to do? Is I might have to get rid of some of these other attributes. We go ahead and get rid of CSR6. Do show run section IPsec. We'll do show IP interface brief. I don't think I have anything going on. We go no interface tunnel 34, 36. I'm going to keep 13 because that goes to ASA1. And I'll bring ASA1 up here momentarily. But if I go in here and I type in no and I pull out this profile right here, that will take that profile to CSR6. We take down this profile here, and then I will take down, I'll leave this ASA profile here. Yeah, all that looks good. So then do show run section IKEv2. I'll go ahead and pull out this profile right here to 6. I'll pull out this profile to 4. Get rid of them, and then no keyring to 6. No keyring to 4. Okay, so I've cleaned up majority of the config. Do show run section IKEv2. So now we just have the stuff going to ASA1. All of that looks right. So we should be okay. There, and voila. I cleaned up the config, and now that was all live troubleshooting. So there is an inheritance that goes along with this stuff. So I'm actually glad you guys got to see that. So we have all of that squared away. So now that is DMVPN phase 1. So if I wanted to, and I wanted to go back, and let's bring this down just a touch. If I wanted to go to CSR8, for example, and do a show IP route for VRF S4, I'm learning a bunch of routes through that way. If I go to S5, I don't have an EIGRP adjacency to that at the moment. Let's go to 6. I'm learning a bunch of stuff from 6, which is great. So one thing that I'll do is I will go to 5 and do show run section EIGRP, and I'll type in this syntax right here. I'll go network of 10.5.8.0, 0.0.0.255. And then I will go to CSR8, show run section EIGRP. And then I will go to global config here and EIGRP VPN, address family IPv4 unicast BRF S5 autonomous system 1, and then network of 10.5.8.0 0.0.0.255. I should form a peering with 5, and then now that I've got that, show IP route BRF S5, and I have all those routes as well. So the point being that we have now is we should have reachability to a bunch of stuff. And that's really the key ticket here, is to make sure that we have all that operational. So now what I'll get to do is I'll be able to trace route inside of BRF S5 to, I will trace to 10.1.0.7 numerically. And I get there no problem. I hit 5, I jump across the 3, or I'm sorry, I hit CSR5, I jump across the 3, and then I hit CSR7. So we have DMVPN phase 1 with IP2. So that's that. Phase 2 and phase 3, which will be coming up in the next couple of videos, I will be just making small tweaks to the configuration to get this working, and then we'll move into, obviously, a single cloud dual hub. We'll go to dual hub, dual cloud, just like we did with Ike version 1, cover all those bases just with Ike version 2, and go from there. So, until next time, guys, thanks so much for stopping by and hanging out with me.